So the NBA All-Star results came out as we were doing the show, and there was some. I think there was like a few snubs. Like it wasn't just like one or two. There was like a handful of people you could have replaced with somebody else in here. All
Mhm.
right. So when I was going through, I'm like, wow, this person should have went. Well, but De'Aaron Fox, man, De'Aaron Fox should have been an All Star. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Like a week ago, as it's getting like as they announced the starters, I was like, I don't think Fox gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it because when Fox was losing, averaging 25 points a game, they was telling Fox you gotta win. And now Fox is winning. Now it's like your numbers ain't high. It's kind of like okay, bro, like what y'all want me to do?
Mhm.
All right. So, but it's all good though, and I think it's gonna burn Fox. But here's the thing, De'Aaron Fox, right? He should have replaced Paul George. By the way, when it comes to reserves, it don't matter if you're a four guard. They just pick the best people. All right.
Mhm.
That's only for the starters. All right. So Paul George shouldn't have made it over him. Jaren Jackson Jr. definitely shouldn't have made it over him. First of all, he playing part-time minutes. He playing 27 minutes a game. He should even 27 minutes a game, and he played like he don't even qualify to show up on ESPN.com on the stats. That's how many games he plays so far. All right, so he shouldn't even be in the conversation because he's not doing nothing crazy like Zion was doing. So Paul George, right? Well, first of all, De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, 47 games. Paul George, 37 games. Check De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, third seed. Paul George, fourth seed. Sorry, fifth seed now. Check De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, 24 points a game. Paul George, 23 points a game. Check De'Aaron Fox. Paul George, 4 rebounds. De'Aaron Fox, sorry, 6 rebounds. De'Aaron Fox, 4 rebounds. Check Paul George. De'Aaron Fox, 6 assists. Paul George, 5 assists. Check De'Aaron Fox. All right. And De'Aaron Fox shooting a better field goal percentage than him. De'Aaron Fox shooting 50% while Paul George shooting 46%. There's no way Paul George should have been higher than De'Aaron Fox. And plus, De'Aaron Fox is the clutchest player in the NBA right now on top of that. So, and coming from where we came from last year and where we at right now, like come on now. So, my whole thing is popularity, point blank, by the coaches. That's why it's a point. These are coaches that's picking this stuff. All right. It was a popularity contest. Jaren Jackson Jr., I mean, only thing he got going for him is a 3 blocks a game in the second seed. The dude averaged 16 points a game. He's a center averaging 6 rebounds. Like, come on, bro. And De'Aaron Fox a point guard, and he's shooting the same field goal percentage as him as a center. So he shouldn't even be like why is he here? You don't get rewarded for defense unless you are a Ben Wallace type player or a Draymond Green type. Jaren Johnson never won a defensive player of the year, none of that stuff. So why is he even putting his high rank for the All-Star team as a reserve when he's not even officially offensively good? So that's my take. It's De'Aaron. There's more. I know y'all gonna name them, but right now I'm gonna say De'Aaron Fox.
Go ahead, J-Mo.
Okay, so I agree with the De'Aaron Fox 100%. I got another person that probably could have went over Paul George, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
Anthony Edwards is averaging like 25, 6 and 5. You know what I mean? And he's like what, 1 game or 2 games behind Paul George, if that. Like
yeah. Mm-hmm.
he and Cat has been out. I know the Clippers been all over the place, but like he could have went over Paul George, and he probably played more games than Paul George. But
Yeah.
we all know who I'm gonna say. I mean, he leads the league in assists, and like James Harden's averaging 22, 11 assists, and like 6 rebounds. He's leading the league in assists, bro. Like enough said. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese Halliburton is averaging 10.2 or whatever, and he's like getting all the love. I know he came out of nowhere averaging all these assists and most improved. James Harden is leading the league. And I don't know if he hasn't qualified yet because he hasn't played enough games. But if that's the case, get Zion off the list.
Exactly.
You got to
And
keep the
Jaren
same
Jackson.
energy across the board. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do it for one player and not do it for the other players because the bonus should have been starting.
Mm-hmm.
And um, this ain't a snub, but he still made the team. But come on, Joel Embiid is a starter. Joel Embiid, I'm looking at this list with the East reserves: Julius Randle, Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brown. You know, and Embiid. Like Embiid don't belong in there with them. Embiid is a starter. Um, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of thought Trey Young was going to get some love just because who he is and what he's been doing, but they haven't been a good team. And as sorry as the team has been, they're like one game behind the Knicks or the same record as the Knicks. And Julius Randle got in, so
Exactly.
and Trey Young's stats are better than his. He averaging 27 and 9 and 10. So I mean, I don't know if expectations for the team and like where they should be plays a role in how they selecting the teams because if you're just looking on sheer stats and team record and impact, then I don't know. I don't know.
All
But
right,
I don't know what
so
the criteria is.
so I'm gonna defend Tyrese Halliburton. I'll fall
Okay.
for him for one because and he's carrying his team. No one thought the
oh
Pacers
yeah,
team
hold
would
up,
be.
Dave, I wasn't going on Tyrese
I
Halliburton.
know you
I was
wasn't.
just
I know you
okay,
wasn't. I'm
okay,
just defending
okay,
him
cool.
being a reserve. I'm not talking
Okay.
about you specifically.
All right,
I'm just
cool.
talking about him being a reserve because he was one of the people I thought that was snubbed. Anyway, I thought that he deserved to be in the All Star game, and I'm actually glad he made it because he's been playing very well this year for the Indiana Pacers. He made them look as good as they have because he's carrying that team. Without him, I don't know where that team would be at.
Facts.
And I think he's a big reason why Miles Turner re-signed that contract and stayed there because he know he has a good running mate and Tyrese Halliburton. So I agree with that. No, ain't nobody gonna say Russ. I'm sorry. No, ain't nobody saying Russ. Russ don't deserve to be All Star.
Don't even respond to that. Go ahead.
How you gonna be an
And
all-star reserve? You're reserving your own team. That's
oh,
wild.
I'm about to get it. I'm about to get the Bam. I'm about to get the
Okay.
Bam. So yeah, I definitely feel like I'm glad Bam got in because I feel like in the early fan vote, when they had Jimmy Butler in and not him. I'm sorry, Jimmy Butler may be the best player on the team, but he hasn't played like that this year. It's been Bam
Mhm.
Adebayo. Bam Adebayo has been the reason why we're in the number 6 seed in the East right now. As much as I kill my team because I feel like we don't have enough pieces. I mean, we have Caleb Martin starting our power forward. I mean, what more do I really need to say about that? Caleb Martin is not a starting power forward on any team. He's not even a power forward. He's a small forward playing at power forward because we don't have a power forward. That's the issue. But Bam has what 9, 10, 30 point games this year. He's averaging 22 and 10 on a number 16 on a number 16 in the East. So I feel like he deserves to be in there. But I'll say this though, I do believe that Siakam has played really good this year, but they're 12 seed. They're the 12 seed. I mean, nobody in the Lakers is on there because they're the 12 seed.
He fell off the last 10 games. Siakam. He fell off.
No one in the Lakers is on there because I mean other than LeBron, it's LeBron. I mean I get it, it's LeBron. But other than LeBron, who else on the Lakers team is really on there? No one else. And I think AD should have been in there instead of freaking Jaren Jackson, or because AD has played bonkers. Did AD just hit the game winning shot yesterday too? Last night? Like, come on, man. Jaren Jackson is not. He's not even close to being better than AD. Or has he played better than AD this year? So I don't think Zion should have been in there either because he missed out on games. He shouldn't have been a starter.
No.
So it's a few people that should have been on that list. I do feel like Siakam has the numbers, so he should have been at least a reserve. So I think he got snubbed for that. But I'm just saying that Bam got in because we're the 6th seed, and he's been the reason why we're the 6th seed. But my snub is Siakam. I feel like Siakam should have been in there because of his numbers.
All right. I'm about to push back on Dave real quick. All right. So you said Siakam should never made it over Bam, even though his numbers are better. He should have
I
made it
didn't say
over
he shouldn't have made it over him. I said this is.
over
I said I think this is why.
because he the 12th seed, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, Tyrese Halliburton is the 11th seed. James Harden is the 3rd seed. Plus, James Harden numbers are better than Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton, you my dog, former Sacramento King. Tyrese Halliburton is averaging 20.3 points, while Harden is averaging 21.4. Tyrese Halliburton is averaging 3 rebounds a game. Sorry, yeah, 3 rebounds. Sorry, no, I'm tripping. He's averaging, yeah, 3 rebounds a game, 3.9, while Harden is averaging 6.4. Tyrese averaging 10.3 assists, while Harden is averaging 11. And they both average a steal a game. So there's the only reason why Tyrese is there is because of where he came from, basically. The same reason why Fox should have been there. But It's because
Yeah.
he's new. He's a new kid on the block. He's got a lot of assists, but they're 11 seed. They're not in the playoff
An-
picture.
Another Tyrese got hurt though, and
Yeah,
before he got hurt, they was like 6 or 7, I think.
exactly.
Okay, okay 6 or 7. That's true. They are 2-6 without Tyrese Halliburton. He missed 8 games. All
Yeah,
right. James Harden. I don't know the wins totals without him, but he missed basically a month, and they were
yeah,
not a
he did.
third
Yeah,
seed when he was in there. When he
That's
came back,
facts.
that's when they climbed back to the third, to top of the top of the leadership basically. So, but I'm not. My beef is not with him. Nobody mentioned this. Drew Holiday. Why is he an All
he
Star
don't.
reserve?
That's right. Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I was about to get to.
That's
What
yeah,
is
my
he
beef.
doing in here,
yeah.
man?
I forgot he was even in. I forgot he was even on that list.
What is he
Honestly, I
doing?
really did.
Let me get at that, Joe, right quick. Let me get
Go
at
ahead. Go
something
ahead.
right
Go
quick.
ahead.
There's no way
Shout out to Philly Philly podcast. My man Joe
Philly,
Castro. Go
Philly.
ahead.
Yes, sir. Hey, different Philly, but we here. Hey, look, man, there's no way. There's too much talent in this league for 3 teams in one conference to all have 2 All-Stars. The
Three
Celtics
teams.
have 2, the Nets have 2, and the Bucks have 2. If
Mm.
that's the case, why don't Philly have 2? We right there. And our top 2 players probably better than everybody else top 2 players. Or right there with it. So like how I don't understand how that works. I don't even understand how Drew Holiday made the All-Star team.
Wasn't
Like at
KD?
all.
Hasn't KD been out for a while too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
he's a
KD
top.
averaging 30.
Yeah, but KD different, man.
I,
They
I
was the
get it.
two they was the 2 seed when he got hurt. They
Mm.
was balling. And the
I
thing
get it.
is, if they gonna put Zion in there, KD gotta be in there. I ain't mad at that. But um the thing is, there's no way that all those guys should have all those teams should have 2 All-Stars. If you want to give the top team 2 All-Stars, okay, fine. And if the top team, I mean, if the second place team is right behind the top team, then that's fine too. But the Celtics are like 5 or 6 games clear of everybody else. That's a huge gap. Like the Celtics have earned 2 All-Stars.
Yeah.
I feel like the Nets kind of have earned 2 stars, but not 2 starters. I think
That's
Jalen
fair.
Brown should have been starting over Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Hmm.
gonna put anybody starting, it should be
I,
two
I
Celtics
I
and
I
not
agree
two
100%
Nets.
there. I agree right
But
there. I agree.
it's just no way that the Bucks should have 2. He don't even average 20 points. It's too much talent in this league for you to make the All-Star game not averaging 20 points.
I think their case is that the fact that when Giannis was out, that he carried the Bucks team.
Carried what? They both played 41 games. That's crazy, man. Like, that's crazy. It's too much talent in this league for you to make the All-Star game not averaging 20 points or 10 assists or 10 rebounds. Like, you
Yeah,
gotta, it's too much talent in the league, man. And they're gonna run into a problem in a few years.
they
Because,
are.
like Joe said, it's not just 1 or 2 snubs, it's like 7, 8 snubs. So
Yeah,
they're gonna end up doing like 15 each. They're gonna do 15 and 15 instead of 12 and 12. Something gonna change
They have
because
to, man. I think
yeah, something gonna
for
change.
one,
Watch.
for one, they need to lower this fan vote percentage. That needs to lower
yeah.
immediately.
I think they.
There's no reason why it should be 50%. That is ridiculous because most of these players got in because of fan voting.
Mhm.
Zion is only in there because of fan voting. Freaking Drew Holiday. I only guess that it's fan voting because there's nothing he did this year to say that he deserved to be an All Star.
Man, I saw Austin Reeves on the fan vote, John.
I
Paul
think.
George, yeah, Austin Reeves.
They
See,
be
they're
fans.
not gonna lower the fan vote because the fans are the ones who put the money in. To be honest with you, I think they should take out players. I'm not gonna lie.
The players vote.
Yeah, because you're gonna just vote for your teammate. You know, so like I think it's like I think it should keep it 50% fans, 25 coaches, 25 media.
Another thing, Joe, about the fan vote is that with all this load managing that people doing, people missing games and fans coming to the games and they can't see their favorite players. Then it's like we give you your money back. It's like I don't want my money back, bro. I wanted to see LeBron. I wanted to see KD. So it's like the All Star game is kind of like a I guess a makeup for that. Like we're gonna vote who we want to see since y'all always sitting out these games. So it all comes together. They're gonna have to do something, man. Steve Kerr said he wants like a 72 game season. Like maybe that could
Yeah,
help the load manager, but I think all of that ties in together.
yeah. I'm not gonna like Jerron gets you with entertainment, but it's gonna be entertaining regardless, in my opinion. All right, because you're gonna have the best players. We going off records. Normally, the best players are on top of the leader sheet winning records. Not the best, but some of the best. And if you're not, your numbers should be overwhelming. Like Luca was 2 years ago. He was like a ninth seed, but he was average almost triple double.
Mhm.
So I think that All-Star game, you gotta put record in it because you're rewarding them. You don't want to reward the stats. You want people to focus on winning too. Because here are all my snubs, y'all. All right. This is what I'll take out. On the West, I would take out Paul George. First of all, DeMontis is starting.
Mhm.
Zion's coming down to the reserve. Believe it or not, John's starting, and I'm probably bringing back Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I got it because they number 2 seed, Stefano. They've been, you know what I mean. So I might do that. Now, who's in the reserve right now? PG, you coming out. Jaren Jackson, you coming out, and I'm putting in De'Aaron Fox and Anthony Edwards. And you can make an argument based on what they talking about. Devin Booker. Devin Booker, he playing the same amount of games as Zion, Jaren Jackson, but he averaging 27, 27, 5 and 5.
They were top 3 seed when he playing too.
That's what I'm
Facts.
saying. So we want to reward Zion for being the top 2 seed when he got hurt, and then having his numbers and dropping off when he got hurt. Same exact situation with Devin Booker, probably even better because he was literally carrying them because he didn't
Mhm.
have Chris Paul, but he ain't have Brandon Ingram either. But he was literally carrying them, Devin Booker. He had multiple nights where he had like 45, 50, all that stuff, you
Yep.
know? So that's, and then on the East, DeRozan, hold on. Listen, DeRozan.
You're done, son.
Tom went out here, so I got to do it. DeRozan, you out of here. DeRozan the 10th seed. I know you averaging 26, but I'm going to take DeRozan out, and I will put James Harden. Sorry, I'll take DeRozan out and put in Trae Young. Say that. Take DeRozan out, and I'm putting in Trae Young instead. Trae Young is averaging 27 and 10 basically, and I'm taking out Jrue Holiday for sure. Jrue Holiday, Julius Randle, one of them coming out for James Harden. That's how I'm looking at it, you know. And see, y'all could easily go past Randall because Randall was 7 seed, but he had 12 cents on anything. So I'm leaving Randall in there. But Jrue Holiday and DeRozan, I'm taking them out.
Also, Joe, how is Drew Holiday in there? If that's the case, Jamal Murray should be in there.
Yeah, but
Jamal Murray averaging 19,
mm-hmm.
6 and 6
That's true.
on the best team in the West. Drew Holiday's averaging like 18 and 7, bro.
Yeah, but Jrue Holiday's in the East though. That's the thing.
So
All right,
it's
but
it's
Jamal
just
Murray
it's
should be in
just
there.
enough good players in the East, just like it is in the West. It's just enough guards.
But no, you're right. I thought in the West, the only 2 teams that should have 2 All-Stars was Denver and the Kings. For real. I didn't think Memphis had a second player that deserved to be an All-Star.
They don't.
No.
Right? People
Not
keep
at
saying
all.
Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon averaged like 16 points. Murray averaged almost basically 20, 19.7.8, something like that. So Murray should have been an All-Star. Just all the fact, the same reason why they put you Holiday as an All-Star, because you a top seed. All right, or you know, so he should have been an All-Star automatically. What Jokic rewarded number 1 seed. I think that's how it should be. If you got 2 players averaging over close to 20 and you're the number 1 seed, just put them in the All-Star team. Reward the number 1 seed. And then everybody else, you know, you gotta just look at the numbers and see and put them together and be smart. But I'm disappointed because the coaches did this. I thought they would know better. You know, they were actually worse than the starters, than the fans. It's like, no, the fans was terrible. They had Austin Reeves up there. I saw that. I was like, okay. You know
The
what?
reserves were for sure worse than the
Yeah, I was like,
starters.
the fans were worse, bro. They had Austin Reeves. When I saw that, the
You're
fans,
done, son.
I got,
Kevon Looney was on there.
yeah,
Like,
yes,
come on, man.
but J-Mo, you said it. 8-5, so waiting for that 40-point game. I'm telling you, J-Mo, I think it's tonight. He's playing against Tyrese Halliburton in Indiana, who made the All-Star team, and he did not make it. It's on his mind. You know, Mike Brown like Foxy. You gotta show him. You gotta show him. So he gonna Kirk out today. I got him going
Mike,
on.
hey man, Fox, man. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, he should have
He
made
is killing in a clutch right now. That is
it.
very important. That is That's very important. Close
That's
the
why they're
game.
the number 3 seed because
He's
he's been so
closing the
clutch,
games,
man.
bro. Like, it's very important. And it ain't like he's a pedestrian. He's averaging 25, 24, 6. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yup. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all good. I'm glad he didn't make it. It's gonna add fuel to the fire. We need that. He needs presence in the playoffs. See, Sabonis already been an all-star, and Sabonis is playing great right now. So you couldn't deny him being in.
I
But
got pushback on this comment right here.
let me see. It's not about. Oh, it's not all about the numbers. It's about impact as well. Randall went on a tear, and the Knicks won like 10 straight. He said.
If they must have been sorry as a mug for him to win 10 straight and still be one game in front of the Hawks. Like, even how sorry were they for him to win 10 straight and still, like, I don't like how they reward people who go on tears.
Exactly.
Because if this man scored 10 points first 10 games of the season and then he started averaging 40, but you got this guy over here who's been averaging 25, 30 all season, he's the all-star. He's been more consistent. You know what I mean? This guy up and down. So I just think I don't know, man. They don't keep the same energy with the criteria as far as players. They use one rule for Jaren Jackson, but don't use it for these guys over here. So
Mm-hmm.
I never understood the all-star criteria, but I honestly do think they're gonna have to make some major changes because like it's gonna be a lot of snubs every year, especially with the offenses of the NBA, the way the direction the game is going. You got like how many people are averaging over 20 right now? It's so many people. So like
Yeah, man. I'm with you, JMO. Like just because you on the tear, okay, let's look at your average. So if you went on a 30 point, 35 point tear, but you averaging 24, you must have had some really, really bad games. All right.
exactly.
So that's why we look at average. What have you done between start to finish? Not just what you did for a 2 week span, you know? So I can't do that. Because that's the case, Siakam should definitely be an all-star.
Yep.
Embiid should have been a starter automatically. You want to go on stretches, you know?
Man.
Devin Booker went on the tear. Like in 1 week, he had like I'm telling you, he went on a great tip before he got hurt. You know, so and then normally everybody has a moment when they going crazy. You know, so that's how I got it. So you gotta look at averages. You gotta look at averages. You gotta look at winning.
Yeah,
And
24 is
Javon,
good, but 26 is better.
exactly. And then Javon, he said something earlier about Tyrese Halliburton by himself, and okay, if he by himself, his usage rate is higher, most likely, and most likely he should have better numbers than the guy who has an all-star next to him. And then people might say, but he got an all-star, numbers should be better. It's like, nah, normally your numbers go down when you play next to a star. That's how it is. You know, so unless it's like a perfect fit. But James Harden, before he was with Embiid, he wouldn't be averaging no 21. If James Harden was the guy, you think he'd be averaging 21 points a game? You put him
Nah,
at
he be averaging more than that.
Nah.
So that's my point. So his numbers are still better than Tyrese. I think he should stay. I'm just comparing the two. I think Drew Holiday should be kicking rocks.
Mhm.
Tyrese should be having your first All-Star. But I don't know. Coaches, man, you disappointed me.
Yeah. I don't. Mm.
Yeah, but no, Randall should stay though. We saying I don't think we nobody said Randall should come out.
Yeah, I don't think Randall should come out. I just had some pushback on what was being said about it.
Yeah, yeah. We got beef with Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
We got beef with our,
I really think Trey Young should have been in there.
yeah.
Like, he averaging 26, 27, and 10 assists. And team record, I don't want to hear it. They one game away from all these other guys that's on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I don't like you really think coaches dissecting all that stuff for an all-star team? They looking at points, assists, rebounds, percentages, your record, how many games you play. That's what they're looking at for real. They're not looking at how what's your usage rate, all that stuff. They're not looking at all that stuff.
What have you done for me lately, man? If the
But
All Star, if voting about to come up, just start cooking when voting starting. Then you'll make it.
my whole thing, Javon, is this: if Harden was in Indiana, would he have better numbers? First of all, Indiana might be a better team because when James Harden's by himself, he won games by himself in the regular season. It is when he gets to the playoffs, they don't show up. But James Harden, if he's with Indiana, his numbers will be better than Tyrese Halliburton to me. I think they would. I think they would. So if he's
Now,
by himself,
Tyrese gonna get the me personally, if I'm doing the voting and it's Tyrese and Harden, Tyrese will get the benefit of the doubt for me.
Javon,
Just
Embiid.
because
Oh, sorry.
his team is not as good and um Like he's just doing more with less. And I know it's messed up because of the situation Harden's in. But
Mhm.
if I had to choose one, I'd probably go with I would reward Tyrese. But Tyrese ain't the one Harden should have been in there for. It's for Drew Holiday.
Yeah. By the way, MB leads the NBA in usage rate. Leads the NBA.
Yep.
So the ball is in MB hand a lot. He's actually got more use, high same use rate as Giannis. Lucas is right behind him in third, like 0.1 behind him. You know, and James Harden nowhere to be found. You know, so yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button, no matter what you're listening to or watching it. Hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.